Hi everyone, welcome to week 1 of Peak Performance. I'm so glad you were able to join us, and this is absolutely going to be one of the best decisions of your life. We are going to rewrite your performance story and get you on your way to accomplish all the goals that you've set for yourself. First this week, we absolutely need to take stats of where you are, what's going on in your life, and how it's affecting everything else. So before you begin, let me explain how the courses work. You should see over on the side, there's a whole list of little tagged items. Those are your downloaded worksheets and exercises for week 1. And then also above, you should see that you have a link to Facebook and a link to create strategy sessions if you need to. Those are completely open and available to you if you have any questions on your journey. And also, of course, on the Facebook page, make sure you're reaching out to people, make sure you're commenting, letting us know where you're at, and we are here to help because this journey is transformative and it's everything that, you essentially want it to be. So this is your course, it's your material. Reach out for what you need, and let's get you all the way. So take a look. This is just a plain white piece of paper and a pen. You're gonna need a sort of maybe make a binder of a couple pieces of paper, grab a notebook, something like that, to do the work throughout the course, just so that you can keep it all in one place and you can really look back and see where you're at and where you want to go. And of course, I will walk you through on how to do all of that throughout the program. But today, let's get started. Before you open any of the downloads, I want to get you in the right state of mind to be able to do the work, because I started off quick. Right away, I'm having you ask questions on where you're at, and I need you to be as attuned and connected and free from distractions so that we can get the best use of your time together. Okay. So when you're ready and set, I want you to sit up tall in your chair, and I want you to feel your feet flat on the ground. Okay? At the top of the worksheet, literally write down feet. Okay? Now feel your feet. I want you to ask, do you have any broken toes? Have you ever broken any toes? Do you have any sprained ankles? I know that's ankles. Or an Achilles heel? Do you have any plantar fasciitis that hurts underneath? Have you, I knew a girl once who got a nail stabbed through her foot. Do you have any injuries of that kind in your feet? Do you have any aches and pains? Do you walk on your feet all the time at work? So you put a lot of pressure on them. Okay. Do you feel one over the other? Write that down. Okay. What I'm looking for is injuries you've had. I'm looking for whether they were acute or they're chronic, which means they still exist or it was just like a one-time thing. And then write those two things down, and then lastly, just kind of get an awareness of how your feet feel connected to your body. We're going to move up. I want you we did do ankles. I want you to do your calves. Okay, are shins, calves and shins, do you get shin splints? Have you pulled any calves? I know those are painful. Have you ever broken any bones? Please write those down. As well as if you have knee pressure, is it under the cap? Okay, write those down. Again, I'm looking for what the injury, just literally name the injury, the impact that happened, and whether you still feel it or not, and how you feel it, and when it comes about in your life. Okay. Now let's move to knees. Knees are a big one. Obviously, have you taken any falls on your knees? Have you jumped on your knees hard? Any injuries? Obviously, torn ligaments. People, tear up their meniscus. Please write those down. Again, what I'm looking for are two things. One, talk about what the impact was or what the injury was. And then two, talk about if it was just a one-time incident or if you still feel it and how you feel it in your life. Okay. Move up to your thighs if you pulled any muscles. Again, broken bones up here. Burns. Do you have any skin burns? Those are big ones. Write that down. Write what the injury of impact was, and then write down if you still feel it, when and where in your life do you feel it. Okay, move up to your hips. Another common thing you could be paying attention to is if you don't feel them. That is a huge one, and that truthfully was one of the hardest ones for me, because there was a lot of my body that I didn't feel, okay, due to sports impacts and repetitive injuries. Some of my body had cut off sensation just through its alignment. So that is one of the biggest ones that I want to tune into, and it's going to be obviously the hardest one because you don't know if you can't feel it. Okay, but together we'll get through there. Pay attention to your hips. 2 questions. 1, what impacts have you had? How did they impact you, or how was the force coming in towards you? And then 2, how you still feel it, or when do you feel it? Or was it just like a one-time thing? Okay, write that down. Move up to your abs, move up to your core, move up to your gut. Okay, looking for impacts. If you've been punched in the gut, that's a big one. If you, women, if you have had any birthing issues down there, go ahead and write those down. Men, just as likely. We're starting to get into organs now, and not just, the bones, the extremities. So what's going to happen now is you're not just writing down impacts that have happened from outside forces. I want you to also talk about some of the symptoms that you've seen through your digestive system, through your reproductive system, through your bladder. Okay, write those down, how you feel, how it exists in your life, and how much it's still an issue. Move on up. Let's move up to, just so we're not forgetting any areas, that's what I'm going to walk you through. Move on up to your ribs. How is your stomach? Hard, I know, for people that have to get attuned to their bodies. Paying attention to how your liver and your pancreas and your gallbladder move and your kidneys. Now, kidneys you might be able to feel. Okay, if you got some pain in your back, write those down. If you have an awareness of them, if you don't even have an awareness of them, write that down. Be like, I don't know where my kidneys are. I don't have any connection to feeling them. Okay, write that down. Tension in your low back, write that down. How long has it been going on? What are the symptoms? Is it sharp? Is it dull? Is it all the time? Is it only when you sit for long periods? Is it only when you stand for long periods? This is the type of information we're looking for. Write this down, and I need it in words. Okay? These are your words. These are how you're feeling. This is how it has impacted you. Okay? Write them down. We're going to talk about your lungs. Breathe in. See how you're doing with your breath. Can you breathe? Can you feel your breath moving through both sides of your lungs? Or have you had any impacts there as well? Do you feel anything stuck or numb, like it doesn't move? What about your heart? Okay, now heart is a little bit different. It is still an organ. If you've had heart issues, definitely write your heart story down. Write what has happened to your heart in terms of pain, how it's worked for you. Right now, we're only doing the physical, okay? We will get into emotional and mental and spiritual and social impacts and financial as well. But I want right now, for week 1, I want you to write down your physical impacts, okay? Just the physical. Write down every single one of them that you can possibly remember, and I guarantee after you're done with this, you're going to walk away and you're going to remember a few more. Okay? We've moved up to the lungs. Okay, take a look into your shoulders. Shoulders are a big one. How are they? Do you have shoulder issues? Okay, ask yourself that. Can you fully rotate? Have you hurt any pecs or your traps, that kind of stuff? Move into your arms. Do the same thing through your arms, elbows, wrists, hands. Have you broken any bones? Have you torn any muscles or ligaments? Write those down. Write what the impact was. Work through your whole body. Get into your neck. Get into your head. Have you had concussions? Have you had brain injuries? Have you had, let's see, some other ones. Have you taken any falls and you ever hit your head at all? Just write any of those things down, okay? This is the exercise I want you to do. I want you to work always from your feet to your head, okay? Because our feet are connected to the ground, and they're the one thing that is absolutely solid, stable, okay, that you have to sort of measure yourself off of in your life. So work from the ground up, and I'm going to have you go through this same exercise yourself, and you're going to do mentally, emotionally, socially, financially, spiritually. When you get to those sections, I want you to use the first, this one that we did with the body, and do it the exact same way. Okay? So what that means is, emotionally, how am I feeling pain? That's the question you'll see in one of the first weeks. Start at your feet. Move to your shins and calves, move to your knees, move to your thighs, move to your hips, move to your stomach, move all the way on up. Then when you get to mentally, where am I feeling pain? Literally go through your body again. Start at your feet. Move to your shins, your calves, your knees, your thighs, your hips, on up. Okay? Then socially, where am I feeling pain? I want you to put it in your body and say, okay, feet. Socially, where am I feeling pain in my feet? Just bear with it for a little bit. Ankles. Socially, where am I feeling pain in my ankles? Socially, where am I feeling pain in my shins and calves? Socially, where am I feeling pain in my knees? Now, if you get to a part and you're not feeling it there, that's great. But if you have any impacts and you feel it there, okay, there is a worksheet for you that I've got in the download list for you to be able to mark your body and mark what area is triggered by what aspect of your life. Okay. Again, so let me summarize. I'm asking you to start with the work that we did, physical pain in your body, and then when you move to any of the other life aspects, ask yourself the question, life aspect, how am I feeling it in my body? Move through your body parts the exact same way we did on the physical pain. Okay? Awesome. So this is week 1. I want you to just think. Don't feel any rush to have to move into your peak performance or to have to push yourself this week or to try to set any goals. Absolutely do not do that. You just need to feel where you're at and take stock and take status and take an understanding of what is going on so that we know exactly how to direct your path to get you to being your very best. Blessings. Take care. This is going to be an amazing journey. I can't stress that enough. And the work you do here today by bringing attention and awareness to what is going on is going to set the groundwork for everything that you're going to be able to do. Okay. Have a good week.